Hey everybody, welcome back. Make sure to leave a like so this video is recommended to others, and hit that subscribe button so you can keep seeing videos just like this.
You're gonna want to see this. According to Reddit, some people are finding that Walmart brand eggs have something mysterious inside, leading to speculation that the eggs aren't real. I had to see if this was real. Upon cooking a single egg, I noticed something was wrong with the egg white.
Nah.
A plastic-like film can be seen on top. However, I'm unsure if this was caused by the way it was cooked. Something doesn't seem right, but what do you think?
You about to get sued out here? There's no way that plastic was in there. You better prove it. I would tell you this. Don't buy the off-brand cranberry juice from Kroger. That stuff is straight up sugar water. There is no juice in that.
Recent Discoveries, Part 2. Just last month, archaeologists examining a newly discovered ancient Egyptian cemetery found this lid on the coffin of an ancient priestess. It's clear that whomever arranged for her funeral wasn't prepared to pay top dollar for her burial. The internet has also pointed out that the image closely resembles Marge Simpson, even though the coffin is more than 3,000 years old. Last year, a perfectly intact 1,500-year-old arrow was discovered nestled between some rocks in Norway. The research team thinks it was encased in ice, then transported downslope as the ice melted. An amateur diver exploring shallow waters near Israel recently discovered this 900-year-old iron sword. Experts believe it belonged to a crusader knight before he lost it overboard during a fierce battle in the 11th century. An incredible discovery was recently made during renovations at a church in Naples, Italy. Behind a 16th century painting called Life of San Severo, workers found a hidden painting depicting St. George slaying a dragon.
So nobody knew there was a painting there? I swear the people in charge are more incompetent than I thought. And I guess the Simpsons have been a thing way longer than we thought. If they found one that looked like Homer, I don't know what to believe anymore. That would be insane.
On August 16 of 2019, at approximately 11 p.m., an employee named Rachel Mogg was looking over at security footage from inside a nightclub when something very strange caught her attention. The club had already closed, and Rachel was sure that no one was left inside, but the footage recorded by the club's security cameras appears to show otherwise. According to Rachel, the video recording shows someone who still hasn't left, but that someone doesn't look to be a full-grown adult, but rather a small child. Even stranger is that whoever this child is, they have a very distinct appearance. The video recording seen by Rachel and other employees of this nightclub is unusual, to say the least. This is what was caught.
Oh my god! That shit me up. Oh my god. I'm so scared. That's crazy. Oh my god.
What is it?
It actually looks like it's walking, doesn't it?
As heard on camera, Rachel's friends, including herself, were left baffled by this footage. Around the tables, a small, translucent figure can be seen approaching the dance floor before turning around and walking back to where it came from. It kinda seems to hesitate for a second, as if feeling unsure about stepping on the dance floor. Whatever this might have been, Rachel is sure that something supernatural was caught on camera, but whether ghost or not, the verdict is yours to make. Just what exactly had appeared inside this nightclub?
I want to say I believe this one just because of their reaction, you know? Their reaction seemed pretty genuine. I think that's what I would do. I would kind of laugh if I thought I'm seeing a ghost on camera, you know?
Come on, it's time to go for your walk. I know it's early. I know. But no, we gotta go. Gotta go for a walk. Yeah. I am serious. I'm serious, Lewis. It's time. It's time for the walk. Come on, let's go. Come on. Walk time. Let's go. Come on.
That dog is not a morning person or a morning dog. He ain't about that life.
Oh god. Oh!
And it's coming out of your paycheck, Ricky. I don't know what his name is. I just guessed. He looks like a Ricky. It might be his name. What? You know his boss is definitely gonna be like, you still coming in, right?
Yes, hello, it's Spooky Lake Month where we're doing 31 days of haunted hydrology. Today, I want to talk about the Skeleton Coast in Namibia. This haunting coastline is part of the Namib Desert, which extends from Angola through Namibia to South Africa. It's estimated to be one of the oldest deserts in the world, between 55 and 80 million years old. The Skeleton Coast specifically is located on the northern part of this enormous desert. This morbid name came from when the shoreline was covered in whale and seal bones, remnants from the whaling industry. However, today, it's also known for its infamous ship graveyard. Over the centuries, thousands of ships have ended up stranded here. There's a specific reason it's notoriously deadly, having to do with the geography of this region. Hot, dry air from the interior of the continent combines with the cold, wet air from Antarctica via the Benguela Current. The hot, dry air acts as a cap, preventing the cold, wet air from forming rain clouds. Instead, this desert has a seemingly endless supply of fog. For 180 days out of the year, there's a dense fog that covers the Skeleton Coast. This is why so many ships end up running aground here, the oldest of which is from the 1500s. After getting lost in dense fog, the intense surf would have prevented any of these ships from returning to the sea. The sailors that were inevitably stranded on the Skeleton Coast would only have one option: making their way into the surrounding desert, virtually a death sentence. Parched and starving, surrounded by salt and sand, sailors would have to make their way over dunes that were almost 1,000 feet high. Even if they made it over the crest of the first dune, they'd be faced with over 63,000 miles of desert. Rescues were unlikely in this hospitable environment, so the dunes are probably full of bones. Today, the Skeleton Coast National Park is guarded by this haunting gate, which is topped by 2 towering whale bones. So I wouldn't want to be a castaway on the Skeleton Coast. 7 out of 10 spookies.
The perfect, imperfect place. Damn. Sounds like game over if you end up here somehow.
Pinky, Mama's here. More. Hello, Mama. Hi, Mama. Pinky, you're Mama's girl, remember? Come. Pinky. She's a traitor now. Pinky. Come on, let's go. Let's go with Mama.
Over.
Binky don't want to go. You know what's weird? I didn't know that people that have those tiny teacup pigs, there's no such thing as those pigs. The way they keep them to stay that small is they usually starve them. And I didn't even know that. I thought there was a species of pigs that stayed really small.
When I tell you what the CEO of Walmart said, you're going to think you need Q-tips to clean out your ears. But I promise you, you're not hearing this wrong, okay? This guy right here is literally telling us that we need to be worried about deflation because deflation is headed. Oh no, prices are going to go down. Whatever are we going to do? Afford groceries? Did you think this through when you spoke to the public? Do you know who the public is? Do you know who your target audience is? Like, I don't think you understand. I really need to know who is the demographic you were trying to reach with this, because what do you mean we need to be concerned with prices going down? We should be fucking celebrating. You 1%ers are concerned. We don't give a.
When is this? Oh, this was posted 2 days ago. So this is recent. Let's go. Deflation, baby. I hope so. I was getting tired of paying like $5 for eggs when they used to be $1, dude. Oh no. Dang, bro. Living in a floodplain, man. Those are pretty good windows, though. They're holding up.
Have you guys heard this story about a sailor that discovered a top secret NASA project in the ocean? This sailor and diver, George Mayer, was on a fishing expedition near Maryland when an unexpected storm struck, pushing his boat further out to sea. After the storm subsided 2 hours later, George inspected his boat's engine only to make an astonishing discovery. Beneath the water's surface, he noticed an unusually large cage with metal bars. So George suited up and dove into the water. As he descended, he came to realize the immense size of the cage. As he closely examined the bars, to his surprise he found a small engraving on it, and it read, Zone F, property of NASA, keep out. The cage was not only wide but incredibly deep. Its bottom was hidden from view. He also observed that the gaps between the metal rungs were about 2 feet wide and large enough for him to even pass through. Despite his hesitation to enter the cage, he needed to resurface for air. During his ascent, he heard a loud metal banging. So George quickly turned around to hear what the sound was. In the distance, he spotted the outline of an enormous shark, easily measuring around 70 feet in length. So he emerged from the water and navigated back to shore. He went back 2 weeks later, and he had found that the cage has been removed. So this begs the question, does NASA have the last known megalodon shark in captivity?
Alright, bro, I'm gonna call bull here. I was gonna say maybe that's some of their equipment they use to recover whenever they have debris just land in the ocean. But then he took a left turn into Megalodon land. As much as I want it to be true, pretty sure somebody would have seen a 70-footer by now.
Hold up. Did the president just admit to being a clone, a reptilian, an AI, or not even human? Because his caption says, thanks for the birthday well wishes today, everyone. Turns out, on your 146th birthday, you run out of space for candles. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I have seen very little of this man during his presidency, and everything that I have seen is him glitching out, okay? Like this next clip. Let's watch.
You could say even this harder than getting a ticket to the Renaissance tour or Britney's tour. She's down in, it's kind of warm in Brazil right now. Just to get here, Liberty and Bell had to beat some tough odds in competition. They had to work hard to show patience and be willing to travel over 1,000 miles.
Did he just reference Taylor Swift and Britney Spears? Because Britney Spears posted this a week ago. Literally 1 week ago, Britney posted a picture of her and Taylor Swift with this caption. And you know I've been talking about how everybody's a clone, and these girls don't be looking like these girls. I just don't find it a coincidence, because nothing is a coincidence in this world, that Britney would post this and then Biden would talk about both of them. Now, we know Britney's not going on any tour, so I want to know what's going on in Biden's head. But I find it interesting that he talked about this, and he said it's hot down there in Brazil, because did you guys know someone from heat exhaustion at Taylor Swift's concert in Rio, Brazil? Why is nobody talking about this? I'm telling you guys, everything is connected. Like, how are you going to tell me that Britney posts this exactly 1 week before this happens and before Biden makes a reference to both of them? I'm telling you guys, Britney is a big piece to the puzzle, and if you're not following me on Alex Serves Facts, I have a whole Britney playlist over there with all the clues. But now we've got the government, the presidency, tying in with Britney Spears and Taylor Swift, who are two major players in the game and give us a ton of clues and Easter eggs. Also, let's listen to this part real quick again.
Here, Liberty and Bell had to beat some tough odds in competition. They had to work hard to show patience and be willing to travel over 1,000 miles.
Okay, when he says Liberty and Bell had to travel thousands of miles to get here and had to have a lot of patience and all this, it just makes me think of the collective. Like, the collective had to do those things to get here, to get to the end. Is that what he's telling us? Is he officially going to give us full-on disclosure? Because, my God, we are tired and we are ready, y'all.
Ma'am, I think it's time to get off of TikTok. We are going off the deep end here. Biden is old and senile. Britney is waving knives around, and I don't know what's going on with Taylor Swift. So, yeah, these are very huge stretches, but okay.
Why you should never jump scare a horse.
I know this might seem like a fun little harmless prank on this horse, but this is a very bad idea. This is a TikTok video that I was tagged in where this guy is hiding on the side of a trail where a horse is going to be running down. When the horse gets close, this guy jumps out and yells at the horse, causing the horse to fall. Now, fortunately, this horse got up and walked away and it was completely fine, but let's talk about why this is such a bad idea. Firstly, from an emotional standpoint, horses have the ability to remember humans and faces. By jump scaring your horse like this horse will probably remember you for the rest of its life as the person that it doesn't like because you jump scared it. Secondly, and most important, even though horses are a very large animal, their legs are pretty fragile in comparison to their size. This means when a horse runs or falls at an awkward angle, the chances of their leg breaking is pretty high. And what's really bad about this is horse leg breaks seldomly heal, meaning they have to be put down when their leg breaks. So with that being said, logically it's a really bad idea to jump scare horses, and it's also pretty mean.
Then whoever recorded this is a complete douchebag. I didn't know horse injuries were that serious. Couldn't they just put a cast on their leg?
It's something that these 2 construction workers did, and it's so stupid, bro. You're not even gonna believe this. This happened this year. They were working on these buildings that were a coup distance away from the Great Wall of China. So every day, I guess they would have to like go all the way around the wall. So these 2 idiots are crazy, bro. They go to like, I guess this one side of the wall that hasn't been worked on for years, right? They go over there and they basically drill a hole through to make a shortcut to their job.
No way.
Through the Great Wall of China, I swear to God, bro. So yeah, they break out like this fat piece of the Great Wall of China, and yeah, for a shortcut, and somebody ends up catching these.
Yeah, for
obviously,
sure.
yeah.
The hole in the middle of the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, bro. So they end up getting arrested like that. They look into it. They're like, why did you guys do this? And they find out that they were trying to make a shortcut to get to their job.
Idiots.
Yeah, when I heard that, I did not believe it, bro.
That is
you guys
crazy.
are way too old to be doing it, bro.
Like, you should know better than to with one of the, like...
Dude, that's one of the
7 wonders of the world, right?
Yes.
It's the only structure you can see from space.
You can see the Great Wall of China.
You can see the Great Wall of China from space. Yeah.
Nah, bro, I think that's a myth. I don't think you can see it from space. I had actually heard about this on the news, but I didn't know this was a story behind it. It was just 2 idiots trying to get to their job faster. Oh no, dude. What a dumb idea. Like, no joke, that's probably life in prison there.
It's gonna be pretty funny. This guy's gonna drop his shoe polish, shoe shine brush in front of us and then expect us to pick it up. Watch this. 1, 2... when you give it back to him, he will offer you a free polish, but he's actually gonna charge you a lot of money.
Bro knew exactly what was gonna happen because he probably already got him the first time. Oh man, there's so many scams everywhere. I get scams in my email, scammers in my dreams, just everywhere.
No one wants to see me insult any of you rich, beautiful, overprivileged celebrities. So no ordinary people at home wants to see that, because you're better than ordinary people. And you know it and they know it deep down. I'm not gonna start picking on things you've done. Some of it immoral, a lot of it illegal. But if we've learned one thing, it's that famous people are above the law, as it should be. So I'm not gonna think about the terrible things you've done to get here tonight. Streep and Clooney. I'm not even looking at Katie Holmes.
Dude, I remember when this happened, I was like, bro, they are gonna make this man disappear. Ricky is the shiz. He does not give a damn.
Secret doors were hidden in plain sight. This is proof.
Oh, we got them now. What are they going to say about this now? Even stranger is what nearby residents are seeing.
They seem like maybe they used to be bunkers. I mean, those are pretty random. It doesn't look like they go anywhere. Almost just like a hidey hole to hide some stuff. Still weird for sure.
This guy, he found some treasure in 1988. He figured out where this shipwreck was, and the ship was called the Ship of Gold. They went there and they found a lot of gold. And he sold the gold and made $52 million.
Whoa!
And then here comes the U.S. government.
They're going to tax you.
They sent him an audit and they said, we just need to know how much gold you had. And he said, I don't have to tell you. And they're like, all right, you're going to jail.
No way.
His sentence was 2 years, contingent on him telling them how much gold he had, and 2, where's the shipwreck.
Why?
After the 2 years, he goes, I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh, forgot.
And they're like, okay.
Don't say it.
I mean, he's been there for 7 years now. Yeah. And so they're holding him indefinitely.
They don't have his money though, right?
I don't know.
Say you're bitter as shit.
But I think it makes more sense that there's something on there that the U.S. really wants, and he's just like, it would be too dangerous if the government had their hands on it. So I will stay in prison.
Noble.
KFC's recipe.
I will stay in prison?
No.
Oh.
The recipe that's on the boat. That's what was on the boat.
Uncle Sam out here terrorizing its citizens. What is wrong with him? I want to find out more information about this. Tommy Thompson. There is a Nat Geo documentary called Lost Gold. I need to look into that one. I swear, man, if there's anything more un-American that I can think of, it's stealing money from your citizens.
It is no longer safe to be living in one of America's largest cities, even if you're being protected by literally the world's greatest security guards. Because this is Hunter Biden, and this is Hunter's daughter, Naomi Biden. Surprisingly, she's actually pretty good looking. Yesterday, Naomi was out in DC being protected by the Secret Service when 3 armed men tried to carjack the Secret Service car she was in. The Secret Service then opened fire on the carjackers, who eventually got away. Now for the rest of us who don't get the benefit of being the president's granddaughter and don't get Secret Service following us around everywhere. We're kind of just screwed. In Washington, D.C., there have been 800 carjackings just in the last year, which is an 100% increase from last year. Things are so bad that last month, even a sitting Democrat congressman got his car stolen at gunpoint last month. And must we remember, if we're getting robbed, we're not even allowed to protect ourselves. John Rote figured that out the hard way in New York City last week. He is now being arrested because he fired warning shots to stop a homeless guy from mugging a woman. So the president and his family will be fine because they have Secret Service protection. As for the rest of us, maybe it's time to move to a cabin in the woods in Vermont.
Except a cabin in the woods in Vermont is going to cost you $500,000, which most of us don't have. I mean, this is pretty typical in pretty much all big cities. You know, it happens here in Dallas, happens in Houston, San Antonio, LA, New York, everywhere. That's not surprising.
Hello?
I don't know if he's scared or impressed. He was speechless. Those chairs were perfectly stacked.
What would happen if you got pulled into a wood chipper?
It's okay guys, before you freak out, this was a fake staged scenario. The video that you guys just watched was a demonstration as to what would happen if you had a rope attached to you that got pulled into a wood chipper. This process is shockingly fast. The dummy gets pulled so quickly towards the wood chipper that the boots are left behind. And at the end here, we can see exactly what happens to the dummy. Might also be thinking to yourself, there's no scenario where a person would have a rope attached to them where it could possibly get caught in a wood chipper. But you would be wrong if that was your assumption. Arborists, who are responsible for cutting down trees, oftentimes will have ropes hanging off of their hips. These ropes are also on the ground, and typically when they cut large segments of trees off, they'll put it through a wood chipper in order to break it down. And as you can imagine, if you're not paying attention, one of these ropes could easily get caught on one of the trees going into the chipper. From here, you can imagine what would happen given the destructive power of a wood chipper and what it does to trees. So if you learn anything from this demonstration, it's to always be careful around wood chippers.
I don't think we needed an explanation what would have happened in this scenario. I'm pretty sure most of us know. I'm willing to bet money that somebody's probably been pulled into a wood chipper. At least once. At least. I mean, that might be why they're doing the safety training, right?
So when they were filming The Nun, they actually had to bring a real priest to bless the whole entire castle. But something really scary still happened on set. The screenwriter walked into a room where he noticed two guys sitting all the way in the back. He thought they were from sound department. He says hi to both of them and then he turns around with his back facing them. He was coordinating a really difficult scene which ended up taking an hour and a half. He finally got the shot that he wanted and he turned around to ask what they thought, but they were gone. And then he finds out that there were no men ever in there. Who did he really see and where did they come from? But the screenwriter wasn't the only one who noticed something scary. When people went to go see The Nun in theaters, this is what happened.
What did you do?
They're going all out. Movie theaters should start doing that. That sounds like a cool idea. I like getting scared a little bit every once in a while. Better get your dog, lady. Yeah. Oh, bro got scared of the sandal. That's funny. That lady's probably a mom. She knows the sandal puts everyone in their place. He really dipped after he saw the sandal.
Sworn in place, Buford. Buford, you listening? Now get this. That's when the subcommittee had to reallocate the funds and then sworn in place, Buford. Buford, you listening? Now get this. That's when the subcommittee had to reallocate the funds and then...
Oh, Buford. Oh, man. Buford just got off the night shift. My boy is exhausted. That's all I have today. Thanks for hanging out with me again. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you're awesome and I appreciate you. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.